everybody, welcome back to Let's Read the Bible. Today is Genesis chapter 28. Let's look at the verses. Genesis 28, Jacob sent away. So Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and charged him and said to him, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padanaram. It's okay when you're reading this if you don't pronounce these things properly. It's okay. Arise and go to Padanaram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and from there take yourself a wife from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you, that you may become a company of peoples. May he also give you the blessing of Abraham, to you and to your descendants with you, that you may possess the land of your sojournings, which God gave to Abraham. Then Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padanaram, to Laban, son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, the mother of Jacob and Esau. Now Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to Padanaram, take to himself a wife from there, and that when he blessed him, he charged him, saying, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, and that Jacob had obeyed his father and his mother and had gone to Padanaram. So Esau saw that the daughters of Canaan displeased his father Isaac, and Esau went to Ishmael and married, besides the wives that he had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nebaioth. Jacob's dream. Then Jacob departed from Beersheba and went towards Haran. He came to a certain place and spent the night there, because the sun had set. And he took one of the stones of the place, and he put it under his head, and he laid down in that place. He had a dream, and behold, a ladder was set on earth, with its top reaching to heaven, and behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And behold, the Lord stood above it and said, I am the Lord, the God of your father Abraham, and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie, I will give it to you and to your descendants. Your descendants will also be like the dust of the earth, and you will spread out to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And in you and in your descendants shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Then Jacob awoke from his sleep and said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. He was afraid and said, How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. So Jacob rose early in the morning and took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up as a pillar and poured oil on its top. He called the name of that place Bethel. However, previously the name of the city had been Luz. Then Jacob made a vow, saying, If God will be with me and will keep me on this journey that I take, and will give me food to eat and garments to wear, and I return to my father's house in safety, then the Lord will be my God. This stone, which I have set up as a pillar, will be God's house, and of all that you give me, I will surely give a tenth to you. And that concludes Genesis 28. Okay, let's go inside the text. So if you look in the beginning here, we'll see that the days are born. Let's see, we're on 28. In verse 3, you notice that God had come to him in a dream. This is an extra patriarchal blessing unveiled where Isaac was in his thinking. He had come to understand that the divine blessings would go through Jacob, to whom the Abrahamic covenant promises of prosperity in the land also applies. So it's quite a reversal of the prior wishes and understanding. The lack of land possession at that time, described by the phrase, the land of your sojournings, did not deter at all from the certainty of God's promise. And it talks about God Almighty. Significantly El Shaddai was the name Isaac chose to employ when blessing Jacob. It was the name of sovereign power with which God had identified himself to Abraham in the covenant reaffirmation, which must have been an encouraging factor to both him and his son. Also, another part of the scene was talking about the ladder. The angels of God were ascending and descending. A graphic portrayal of the heavenly Lord's personal involvement in the affairs of earth, and here especially as they related to the divine covenant promises in Jacob's life. This dream was to encourage the lonely traveler. God's only appointed angelic messengers ensured the carrying of his will and plans. More than likely, the angels traversed a stairway rather than a ladder, but some of this like in descriptions. We'll keep you, we'll bring you back, a most timely, comforting, and assuring promise which remained engraved on Jacob's heart during his sojourn in Haran. His forced departure from Canaan did not and would not abrogate any of God's promises to him. Then we get to see our first part. This is the first mentioning of a tenth in verse 22. Tithing, though not commanded by God, was obviously already known and voluntarily practiced, and served to acknowledge God's providential beneficiaries in the donor's life. Jacob may have been bargaining with God as if to buy his favor rather than purely worshiping God with his gift, but it is best to translate the if as since and see Jacob's vow and offering as genuine worship based on the confidence in God's promise. So once again, we've had since in their eyes there was a jump in family. The older brother would normally be the descendant to the younger brother, but when he had stole the blessing, there has to be a lot there to where he's thinking, okay, if I got the blessing from my father, what's God going to say about it? So God actually blessed that by coming to him and letting him know that he has stated that blessing one more time. So he can be confident that that blessing's in him. And that concludes chapter 28. Hope to see you back here for chapter 29.